Good morning. Is my voice audible to you all? Can any one of you
Yes,
confirm?
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
is my screen visible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So we start with your fourth chapter in this subject of contemporary frameworks in management. The fourth chapter consists of 21 irrefutable laws in leadership. 21 irrefutable laws in leadership. This is another book. Okay, this is another book by Maxwell, very popularly known as John Maxwell. So, what exactly is this 21 irrefutable people? So, what exactly is this 21 irrefutable laws of leadership? This 21 irrefutable laws of leadership is based on four assumptions, or you say like four ideas that will keep your mind when we are exploring this laws. The first idea is the laws can be learned, like it's very easier to understand, it is very easier to apply, and it is very easier to master them also. Not exactly the 21 of the laws, but a part of the laws which you feel is like you can master them, you can master them also. The laws are standalone. It's not like law number 1 is dependent on law number 2, or law number 2 is dependent on law number 3. Each of the law is a standalone, like each law complements it complements all others, but you don't need to learn other laws in order to learn the like you to know the first law. Third is when you're learning the laws, every law carries a consequence. Like if you ignore them, you will be unable to lead them. But if you are implementing them, it is certain that people will be following you. Now, the fourth assumption is this all these laws are a foundation of leadership. Okay. So once you learn the laws, once you learn the principles, you have to apply them in your life so that you can achieve a full potential as a leader. Now when you are going to read this book, what you need to do is you need to discover like how you can become a powerful and effective leader by applying those 21 laws of leadership. You need to understand that there are some myths regarding leadership, like if there is a management myth, there is an entrepreneur myth, there is a knowledge myth. There are certain myths that you need to understand. You need to master the leadership growth process, it's like from not knowing anything to knowing what you know and what ability you have and how you can lead instinctively. It's more about compensating for your weaknesses by following 3 steps to surround yourself with people whose strengths and complements like your shortcomings. In case you have weaknesses, surround yourself with people who have those weaknesses like as their strength points. So your weaknesses will be converted into strength points. Then you need to succeed by using the law of explosive growth. If you want growth, then you must lead your followers. If you want explosive growth, then you have to lead a pack of leaders. So this is what this introduction of this book is. Without much, every law is very kind of very interesting. As I had said you that every law is a standalone. We'll be covering one law one by one part. So let's start with our law. The first law, leadership law, is called as the law of the lead. Now, when I start with the law of the lead, I'll start with an example. Some way back in 1950s, there were two brothers who were like, if people will stop joining, then only I'll be able to concentrate and say. Okay, some around it goes around somewhat in the time of 1930s and 1950s. There are two brothers. They very much wanted to succeed. Like they come from a rural part of a country and they very much wanted to succeed. With a very small amount, they came down to town. When they came down to town, they saw like they started looking for business opportunities. Like what good business opportunities are available in the town. Then they finally struck down with something they finally stocked down with something like they thought like this town, the particular town that they have come to, is lacking in any kind of entertainment. So they invested whatever little money they had, they invested into the entertainment industry. Like exactly, if I'm talking about 1930s, when it was entertainment, there was nothing called as what we had. Like if you are a 90s kid, if you are a 2000 kid, then you must have seen movie theaters. Okay, so by 1930s, 1950s, there was nothing, no concept of a movie theater, nothing. So when they thought about an investing in the entertainment area, like they had just got out of high school. They were not college graduates even. They had just got out of high school, and they had found some very low jobs that will give them a very daily income, and they had found that in a studio set, movie studio set में उन लोगों को वो job मिला था. Then they found out like this town literally doesn't have any kind of entertainment. Okay, so what they did is, for in the next 4 years, they started collecting. They started, collecting their capital. They started saving money, and finally they gave up. Like they opened a theater. But then, theater was one such aspect in 1930s which was not openly उसको ऐसे लोग देखने के लिए नहीं आ रहे थे. Like they were not able to consistently generate money. Like आज अगर theater में something good is happening, so then it is they earned, and then after that something good didn't happen, so would didn't earn. So kind of there was no stable income that happened. So both of them felt dejected. Two brothers, both of them felt very dejected. So they thought like ये theater का business नहीं चलेगा, like we have to close down this theater का business. We have to look for other opportunities. They started studying the area, like what other opportunity they can look for. So at that time there was no particular restaurants. वहाँ पे ऐसे restaurants नहीं था. तो उन लोगों ने क्या किया? They started opening drive-ins मतलब जहाँ पे कार पार्क होता है ना, that you do not have to sit and eat. आप जब ऑर्डर प्लेस करोगे, दे विल गिव यू द ऑर्डर एंड यू विल गो बैक. ड्राइव करके आप मतलब आप जब निकलते रहोगे ना आपके पार्किंग में से, तो यू विल प्लेस योर ऑर्डर ओवर देयर एंड देन यू विल मूव. तो दे थॉट कि अभी अगर वी आर गोइंग टू ओपन एन रेस्टोरेंट, वी डू नॉट नीड टू इन्वेस्ट इन no plates, we do not need to invest in keeping that area clean, more of a people, we do not need to invest in the chair, table and all those things. What we can do is, when we are opening a drive-in restaurant, so that people when drive in, they will order and they will pick up their order and they will go out. So kind of like जब उन्होंने वो drive-in का restaurant setup किया, it was a phenomenon at that time. There was no such restaurants as such, and it was in early 30s. There was heavy demand. People like rather going to a dining room, rather going and eating, sitting and eating, they started ordering here. And then here जब वो drive-in restaurant निकाले थे, their menu was also very low. Like उन्होंने ऐसा लंबा चौड़ा मेनू नहीं किया था. Menu was very like they were giving, at that time they were giving some of the soft drinks, they were giving sandwiches, they were giving आपका फ्राइज, शेक्स वगैरह जो रहता था, जो कि अच्छे से पैक हो सके वैसे देते थे. And their business exploded. Like their annual sales was very high. Whatever profit they got, they split among themselves. They then put a sum aside and they invested in them. When they invested in them, they like उनका जो kitchen था जहाँ पे वो बना रहे थे, they treated their kitchen as an assembly line, and here each person was focusing on the service and they were very much concerned about the speed of delivery. So each customer's order has to be fulfilled in 30 seconds or less. उन्होंने वैसा उन्होंने किया था. Like they had managed it, and they decided like the very priority will be customer service. Customer service has to be within 30 seconds. So all kinds of glasses, plateware, metal utensils, everything was eliminated. They had switched off to paper products, and they started reducing the cost. Their basic aim was, when we are running a business, we will be reducing the cost, and their only focus was PD service system. Like पूरा वो assembly line जैसे focus किए थे. Every person they has recruited will be responsible for the like उन्होंने design किया था, channel किया था कि how the food will be moving on, and each person who would be there would be focusing on the specific area, not on other areas. With this, their income, with this, their profit emerged triple times than what they had earned in initial phases. Now, what example I'm giving you? मैं किसका example आप लोगों को दे रही हूँ? मैं आप लोगों को किसका example दे रही हूँ? It is a very popular brand today. Like you people are well aware about it. Like today, आप लोगों के लिए it's no, you swear by it. Like आपको बहुत अच्छे से पता है मैं किसका example दे रही हूँ. किसका example दे रही हूँ?
MACD, ma'am.
Very good. It's MACD. The example that I'm giving you is of MACD. Yes.
वाक्सर नहीं है क्या?
वाक्सर नहीं है. नहीं वो कल कमिटी है. क्या चाहिए था?
नहीं मैं वो ऑपरेशन के लिए वैकेंसी था वो सीरम इंस्टीट्यूट में.
सीरम इंस्टीट्यूट का जो ओपनिंग है.
हाँ.
एक मिनट थोड़ा मिनट. एक्सक्यूज मी गाइस, जस्ट अ मिनट. For 8 years he started developing a prototype like how this MACD will be successful, because MACD was one such restaurant at that time which was very much success among the customers for its 30 seconds delivery. So he started doing a prototype without taking any salary, without taking, like he has taken personal loans even to develop this prototype. He developed this prototype and today what MACD it is in front of you. So there are some smart, talented people who are able to go far because of the limitations of their leadership. Now, to reach the highest level of effectiveness, you have to raise your leadership skill. You have to raise your leadership lead. Like if you see in this organization, what is a success without leadership? Like if there is a leadership ability in you. So if you are having 1% of ability and you have your dedication, like this is what your success rate will be. See, in case of leadership, you have just 1% of skill that you are using. And in case of success and dedication, you are having 8.5, almost like 9% of skill you are giving. Then this much effectiveness of leadership will only be seen. But think of a situation, if you are in an organization, you are giving 8% of your leadership, 8% of your leadership or 8 points of leadership that you have covered. And similarly, you have also given 8% of your success and dedication. Then see what is the area that you are covering. See how the growth pattern has been defined. So the law of leadership actually talks about the two brothers, and it has given an example of MACD, how MACD was established. Initially was not much able to develop, but then after there was one person, Crockery, who came into and he succeeded in developing MACD, and today the company is like present in all over the country, everywhere. Tell me one such country where MACD is not present. I'm asking a question to you. Tell me one such country where MACD is not present. Tell me one such country where MACD is not present. It's a very super easy question. Google it. I'll not be telling you, you Google it. So as we close down the law of the lead, I will say like every team has a highly talented. Think about your cricket team also. Yeah, think about your football team also. Every team has highly talented players, and it is the leadership that is provided either by the coach or the person who has been recruited as captain, where once their decision, once their interference comes into existence, excuse me, where their interference comes into existence, there are several key players and all of their contribution makes a difference. Now, if you are going to change the effectiveness of the team, what you need to do is you have to lift the lead, you have to lift off the leadership, you have to lift the coach. That's what it's called as the law of the lead. Now we'll move to the second law. The second law is called as law of influence. Now, how many of you know that there was one Princess Diana and there was Mother Teresa? Both of them are Nobel Prize winners. How many of you know heard about Princess Diana and Mother Teresa? How many of you in the class have heard about Princess Diana and Mother Teresa? अरे कितने लोग सुने हो अबाउट प्रिंसेस डायना एंड मदर टेरेसा?
यस मैम, दोनों को नोबेल प्राइज मिला है.
Yes, both of them are Nobel Prize winners. But then, are you aware about who Princess Diana is and who Mother Teresa is?
मदर टेरेसा मालूम है मैम.
मैम सोशल वर्कर है और प्रिंसेस डायना रॉयल फैमिली से है.
Exactly. In the summer of 1997, with a week apart, both Princess Diana and Mother Teresa left. Left matlab they left the world. And like these two women, the whole world grieved for these two women. But if you're looking in the surface, both the women were very different. Like if you look at Princess Diana, she was very tall, young, glamorous, and she was a princess from England. And she circulated among the highest in the society. She was also a social worker of a very higher grade. If you look after Mother Teresa, she was a Nobel Prize recipient, and she was an elderly small Catholic nun who was born in Albania, which is like and she was someone who served the poorest people, and she was residing at Calcutta, India. Now, in 1996, there was a poll that has been taken place, and where Princess Diana and Mother Teresa were voted as first and the second places among the world's two caring people. World's two caring people में जब एक पोल किया गया था तो वहाँ पे Princess Diana was the first place and Mother Teresa was has taken as a second place. Like it's very unlikely someone who is from the royal family and she moves in a very different circle, and Mother Teresa, who was also someone who was into her social service, and she was in a capital, so was not an Indian, she was from Albania. So how these two women of very different categories, of very different areas were considered as जब वो पोल किया गया था most caring people में, how these two people were taken into consideration. Here there is something called as an influence. There is a power of influence जो बोला जाता है. Now let's look after like who Princess Diana is. Now in 1981, like Prince Charles, who was a prince of England, married Prince Diana, leading her to be a princess. Before Diana's marriage, like before Prince Charles married Diana, she was just a kindergarten teacher. She was a commoner and she was a kindergarten teacher. And the day she married, a commoner was married to the royal family. She was very painfully shy, and she was like all the attention that the world gave her, she was totally overwhelmed, and she was very shy. And in the early years, Diana wasn't very happy in performing the duties. It was very difficult for a commoner to perform the duties of a royal family. So in the very early years, Diana was not happy in performing the duties, and she just adjusted herself to the new role of being a royal, new role of being a royal princess. However, in time, she very well adjusted to be a member of that royal family, and soon she started traveling and representing the royal family around the world and at various functions, at times at fundraisers, and there were numerous charitable causes where she represented the royal family. In that process, she began building important relationships with politicians, organizers, and there were humanitarians, there were people who were heading the states, presidents, At first, she was simply looked upon as a spokesperson of a royal family, but then slowly she went and her influence increased, and she shows and her ability to make things happen also increased. Like Diana at one point of time started rallying people, and at one point of time she did research on AIDS, and she started caring for people with leprosy. And there was a in case the landmines were quite difficult, so she also led a change against banning of those landmines. She became so quite influential that whatever issue that she brought to the world, or whatever issue that she presented to the world, was actually taken over for attention by all the world leaders. Like just before her death, she has visited United States, where she had convinced Bill Clinton at that time, for banning of certain devices which are harmful for the human beings. So it received so much of attention that immediately the world leaders took upon themselves, and like when she put that issue on the world agenda, people started looking after her. Like she is putting something very much important, वो जो influence कर रही थी, people started looking after her. It was where there was an emergence of a leader. Like Diana's leadership style was seen. Like Diana, from a very from a commoner to a royal princess, and she soon became a person of influence. And but then sadly in 1996, when she divorced Prince Charles also, her impact didn't go less. Like जब उनका divorce हो गया Prince Charles के साथ, तभी भी उनका influence कम नहीं हुआ था. Rather, her influence started continually increasing. उनका influence इतना increase हो गया, like all her royal family, all her in-laws, all their royal titles were below her. Like she was instinctively understood as the law of influence. Ironically, her death in 1997 was so sad to the entire world that the BBC radio forecast translated broadcast जो कर रहे थे TV and all, वो broadcast कर रहे थे. Her death was translated in 44 languages so that people all over the world could see their favorite leader go by. Like the total audience at that time was 2.5 billion people who were watching Diana's death. It is twice the number of people who watched her wedding. So we come to a question of leadership. Like abhi aapke unhone, like I gave a short form of what her life has been. Like Princess Diana has been characterized in many ways. Like she has been described as a leader. She has been an influencer. Her leadership is nothing but a way of influence. So what we study from her? What we study from her is true leadership cannot be awarded. True leadership cannot be appointed. Neither can true leadership come from assigned. It is something which comes from influence. Okay, it is not something like we assign you as a leader, we assign you in this particular position. It is not like that. It is like how you are influencing people. It must be earned. Just respect has to be earned. It has to be earned. And the only thing that a title can buy is, अगर आपको एक title मिला है, अगर एक position मिला है, that it will buy you is a little time. Either this is something which will increase your inner confidence and it will increase your level of influence, or it is for others who will see that what kind of what kind of title you have. For example, there is a title that has been given. You have been appointed as your class leader. Once you have been appointed as your class leader, there is a little confidence that increases inside you, like I am the class leader over here. People are bound to see. But then there are people, आपके class में there will be people who wouldn't mind anything of that position that has been given to you. They won't mind anything about it. So how are you going to lead when you are a class leader? Is you are going to be leading by examples, by influence. True leadership is something which will not be awarded to you, neither will be appointed to you, nor will be assigned to you. It is something which you, being a class leader, has to influence, or you must be earning your leadership. So there are 5 myths of leadership that we talk about in this chapter. The first leadership is learning and managing are the same. Leading and managing are the same. A very big misunderstanding that also happens in OB. Leading and managing are not the same. When you are talking about managing, it's a management that you are talking about. When you're leading, it is leadership you are talking about. Leadership and management, though, go hand in hand, but they are not this one and the same thing. Now, the best way to test whether a person can lead rather than just manage is to ask him to create a positive change. The best way to the best way to ask a person is whether you are a leader or you are a manager, is to ask that person to bring a very positive change. Now, managers are those people, they can maintain the direction, but they cannot change. But leaders are the people who will change. They will bring a new direction, they will influence, and they will change. So management and leadership, both of them are two different things. Next one is entrepreneurs are skilled at seeing opportunities and going after them. There is also a myth of leadership which says like salespeople. All salespeople and entrepreneurs are leaders. No, all salespeople and leaderships are not all salespeople and entrepreneurs are not leaders. Rather, it is like someone who is an entrepreneur is most certainly is very much enterprising, most certainly is innovative, and most certainly is successful. When you specially measure that person in terms of the sales that the products has made, but that does not make him a leader. Like people may be buying what one person is selling, but they are not following him. At best, like he is able to persuade people for a moment, but he holds no long-term influence on them. So entrepreneurs are never, you cannot say all entrepreneurs are good leaders. Then the next one is neither IQ nor education necessarily equates leader. It is the knowledge myth that we said. As we say that knowledge is power. You can visit any major university. You can go today even you can go to any major university. You can meet with any brilliant professors. You will meet with very brilliant research peoples and whose ability to think is so high that it's off the charts. But then when it comes to the ability to lead, it is so low that it does not even register in the chart. Even it happens in cases like if you have somebody who is having a very good knowledge does not mean will make a very good leader. Does not mean will make a very good leader. Okay, IQ never it equates with leadership. मतलब आप अगर कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूट कॉलेज को जाओगे, कोई भी यूनिवर्सिटी को जाओगे, वहां पे जो प्रोफेसर्स हैं, वहां पे जो रिसर्चर्स हैं, उनका नॉलेज स्किल बहुत हाई है, मतलब इट्स ऑफ द चार्ट्स. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू लीडरशिप, इट्स नेवर इन द चार्ट्स. मतलब वो कभी लीड नहीं कर पाते हैं. Then being a trendsetter is not the same as being a leader. Being a TikTok star is never a leader. Like you might have followers, but then you are not a leader. Being a trendsetter in terms like it's a very, very big misconception. How many of you know that it's Sir Edmund Hillary is the one of the person who has first reached the summit of Mount Everest. Mount Everest पहले जो चढ़े थे उनका नाम Sir Edmund Hillary है. This does not mean that he is a leader. He is the first person to reach the Mount Everest, but this does not mean that he is a leader. He has reached first. He has set a trend. Like you can reach the Mount Everest. It does not mean he is a leader. Never, he is never a leader. But when actually people who लोग लेके जाते हैं Mount Everest के expedition के ऊपर, आपको पता है ना, like if you want to climb in Mount Everest, there is a person who will be accompanying you. That person will be taking some 12 to 24 people in that expedition. Actually, that person is a leader. Vivian Fox Volcake है, the person who was accompanying like in the Antarctic expedition, who was accompanying Sir Hillary एडमंड हिलारी इज एक्चुअली द लीडर. जो उनको एक्कम्पनी करके ऊपर तक लेके गए वो लीडर हैं. एडमंड हिलारी ऊपर पहुंचे पहले ही रीच दैट समिट. ही इज नॉट अ लीडर, ही इज अ ट्रेंड सेटर. लाइक ही सेट द ट्रेंड दैट somebody who can reach to the Mount Everest. Okay, leadership is not based on rank and title. It is the position myth. I repeat again, there is a very great misunderstanding about leadership. Like people think like it is based on a position. Like if you are getting a very big position of a CEO or of a big manager of in a very high position, it means you are a good leader. It is not the position that makes the leader. It is the leader who actually makes the position. Okay, so these are the 5 myths about leadership. What are the factors? Who is a real leader then? Like when you talk about the law of influence, it is very essential you understand yourself, like as a character, who they are in a relationship, who they know, who are the people they know with whom they are talking to, with a knowledge what they know. Intuition is how they feel about the situation, what they feel about the situation. Experience is where they have been, and ability is what they can do. It is what are factors that make a leader. ये जो character, relationship, knowledge, intuition, experience and ability है ना, इसके ऊपर और एक story है अब्राहम लिंकन के ऊपर, that I will skip and I'll go to you. But if sometimes you feel आप कभी बैठे हो, you have some time, mention this, like character, as a character, who you are. In a relationship, who are the people you know, who are your key contacts. What is the knowledge that you possess currently, what knowledge that do you have. Intuition is on, like what you feel, what will happen, like आगे क्या होगा, like what do you feel, the intuition जो होता है. Experience is, have you ever been into a certain situation, how you have come out. Ability is how you are going to move, what you can do in the certain situation. We'll go to another law. This is called as law of process. Law of process में there is a story. Law of, but then वो थोड़े पीछे है. But we say law of process is a leadership which develops daily, not in a day. Like leaders are not one person who is leadership is not one such person, which is like it is developed in a day. It is somewhat which is like slowly they gain momentum, and slowly every day they have a change, every day they grow. So that is how leadership is being developed. Now when we talk about successful leaders are people are basically the learners. Like it requires a very lot of self discipline, and it requires perseverance. Like leaders are very much like learners. The moment they stop learning, they were putting a lead on the leadership. Like when I say leaders are learners, it is like they should have the capacity where they should develop and they should improve their skill. And they should improve their skill because it is one such thing which distinguishes the leaders from their followers. Okay, so law of process में क्या होता है? It's like you are making a long-term investment. It's not like you are putting an investment like you have grown up in a day, then you stop learning everything. Now, if you continually invest in leadership, your skills will continue to increase. Like you have to build a progress chart. You have to see what was you have to clearly see कि आपका previous day कैसा था, आज का day कैसा है, and you have to make an intuition कि आपका कल का day कैसे रहेगा. And slowly it will be like आपका previous week कैसा था, आज इस week कैसा है, अगले week कैसा रहेगा. Even it also talks about your years of progress. Like आपका last year कैसा था, ये year कैसा है, and then how you are going to change the next year. Okay, it is just like investing in the stock market. Like if you try to make a fortune in a day, you won't succeed. What matters is like day by day and over a long haul, you are going to invest and then you are going to get a return. If you are going to continually invest in your leadership development, okay, let all your assets as your compound, the result will be like over a period of time, your assets are going to grow and your assets are going to increase. Now, in this study, law of process, there was a study of 90 top leaders. Like 90 top leaders were studied, and the capacity to develop and improve skills was something which distinguished themselves from the learners, and it was something which distinguished themselves from their followers. Their leaders say that they are lifelong learners and they are very much self-disciplined. तो उनको पूछा गया था कि how do you grow your leadership? What are the phases? So they had responded in 5 phases. Like in the first phase, you don't know what you don't know. I repeat again, in the first phase, you don't know what you don't know. Like you are not even aware that you could become a leader. आपको पता भी नहीं कि आप leader बन सकते हो. Like you do not know what you don't know. In the second phase, when you come realization, you know that you need to know. Like अभी आपको जानना पड़ेगा. You know that you need to know. You realize that you need to learn to lead here. Okay. In the third phase, you know what you don't know. आपको पता चल गया है कि where your gap is. आपको पता चल गया है कि where your lacking is. So here you know what you're lacking, and here you have to discover the gaps in your knowledge. You have to discover the gaps about leadership, and you have to understand what you need to learn. In the fourth phase, you know and grow, and it starts showing. Like when you begin the daily discipline of personal growth, certain exciting things are going to happen. You suddenly see like people are starting to respect you. You suddenly see that people have started asking you up for your opinion. In the very last phase or the fifth phase, you simply go because of what you know. The ability to lead becomes automatic here, and you develop very great instincts and you start leading effectively. So how does this law of process works? This law of process works through 3 steps. Like every one of you have to make a personal plan for growth. Write it out. You have to write down what is your personal plan for growth. Doesn't matter. Like if your personal plan for growth is if you want to grow it academically, or if you want to grow financially also, that you have to write it down. Then every month, read at least one book on leadership, or attend at least one seminar, webinar, or listen to anyone who is speaking on leadership on YouTube channel. That will do. Okay. Apply your growth, apply whatever your growth strategy to those you lead. Like start from your home. Act as a mentor, maybe your younger brother, younger sister, maybe someone who is looking to you, maybe one friend who is looking to you. Act as a mentor and start training them. आपने जो webinar, आप जो YouTube से आप जो सीख रहे हो ना, start applying them. Make it your responsibility to provide opportunities for the growth for those people who wish to be led. Like even if it is your younger brother facing some challenges in the subject, or maybe facing some challenges in terms in any aspect of life, make it a point, make it your responsibility that you are going to cross him over. Make it your responsibility कि आप उनको help करोगे. In that process, you're creating a culture of growth. Like when people around you know that personal growth and leadership development are valued and rewarded, your resources are devoted to them, then your growth will start exploding. Like make your awareness, make people aware that you are someone who is helping them out. Like it is something which is very much valued process. Value करते हैं. If you're helping someone out, it's a very much valuable process. Very valuable. आप कभी भी किसी को छोटा सा help कर दो, you will understand what value is. Okay, and even if like make your resources devoted to them. Resources matlab I'm not talking about make your finance giving to them, make your finance available to them. No, resources can be time also. Give some time to them, give devoted to them. You know, like one of your friend is suffering, आज पूछो, कल पूछो, 2 दिन बाद पूछो, but then give some time to them. Then you will understand how your leadership skill has growth, and it does works. It does works. आप कभी काम करके देखो इसके ऊपर. It does works. So I'll stop here for the first 3 laws in leadership. Okay. Any doubt in today's class?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
कल आप लोगों को आपका अटेंडेंस शीट मिल जाएगा. Okay, I repeat again. अटेंडेंस के बेसिस पे ही आपको मार्क्स आ जाएंगे. आप लोगों का रिजल्ट्स आया क्या?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
आ गया सबको रिजल्ट्स?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके.
Yes, ma'am.
कैसा है फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर, कैसा रखे हो? कितना SGPA रखे हो?
मैडम
9.2
8 आए.
कितना रखे हो?
9.2.
9.2 किसने रखा है?
तेजस मैम.
अच्छा, और किसने कितना रखा है? नम्रता, सागर,
Yes, ma'am.
कितना रखे हो आप?
8.4.
पल्लवी,